Welcome back to another episode of Bromance. I'm Ryan, and today I have my Pookie back on, John. I'm not gonna lie, this episode was supposed to be like half an hour of Knicks obituary and then half an hour of Pacers Thunder finals talk. That's not what happened. It was like 15 minutes of me venting about the Thibs firing, which I like, by the way. But I'm sorry, it was like 20 minutes of Thunder Pacers talk. That's it. Hope you guys enjoy the episode.
Ice water turn Atlantic. Night calling in a phantom. Told them, hold it, don't you panic.
Welcome back to another episode of Bromance. I'm Ryan. Today, I got with me Bromance OG, my best friend since seventh grade, father of two now, John Holt.
Man, what a day. I thought we were coming on to talk about one thing, and we have so much to talk about. I feel blessed today.
John, you think we're talking about sports right now, but this is going to be a podcast only about dad shit.
Okay, I've changed more diapers in the past 2 weeks than you have changed. More poopy diapers in the past 2 weeks than you have changed in all of Caden's 5, 6 months.
1,000%. You're right. I'm not even going to argue with that, and I hope Hannah doesn't watch this.
She's your only fan. She's definitely watching.
She might watch like the first few minutes, so she might listen to this, but that is true. I always tell Hannah, I'll do anything you want except for the poop diapers.
You need me to take out the trash while you do the diaper or do something else, clean the dishes? Yeah, I got you. I see how you operate.
Yeah, there was one time where I was cleaning a poop diaper and I almost vomited and I had to call her over and I'm like, take care of the poop diaper. I need to go to the bathroom.
My gosh, you handle so many things. I know you do. Like just how meticulous and how you handle like things around your house. It's so funny that you just like the diaper is one thing that you're like, nah, I'm good. No, thank you.
I think I could watch like some truly vulgar shit and like eat lunch, eat dinner, like be perfectly okay. But the poop diapers, dude, can't do them.
It's all right. Listen, everyone has to have a flaw. You're pretty much perfect in every other way, but I guess there it is.
Everyone has strengths, everyone has weaknesses, and we're a team together.
Yeah, exactly. If it was two Ryans, you'd be screwed, but it's not. It's Ryan and Hannah, so you're good.
I would be calling my parents every single day.
Mom, I need you to come change his diaper.
Yeah, Mom, can I please live with you? All right, John. So I had some shit planned out. Some shit happened today. I'm happy and I'm sad about it. But before I really get into it, I got a question for you.
Yes.
Are you more excited for game one, Thunder Pacers, and the NBA Finals? Or are you more excited about the Carter Six?
It's tough because I know what you're talking about. The Carter Six also comes with a caveat that the tour is coming to Hartford in August.
Ooh.
So I'm pretty pumped about the Carter Six. I mean, the music hasn't been great lately, but I'm hoping that maybe with this big time between the last Carter and this one, that it's actually pretty good. But I mean, there's been six Carters, seven if you count my son, and I have not seen OKC win a championship, so I might be more excited for that.
Mm-hmm. If the Thunder win the finals, are you going to have another kid and name him Carter, boy or girl?
No, no more kids. We're all set. SGA can work miracles, but he ain't pulling that one off.
John's like, actually, funny you asked that. I have a vasectomy scheduled for Thursday.
I mean, I have talked about it, so it could be in the book soon.
I feel that. Hannah and I have talked about it, and yeah, I mean, obviously, I want two kids, and so does she. But I was like, hey, timing right now. Like, I think it's good timing. And she was like, no, no, no. Now she's like, okay, if it happens, it happens. But two kids is a good number. I think if you have three, all right, maybe you're having some marriage problems. I don't know. Four, I would probably put my thing in the door and close it. I don't want four kids. Definitely don't even want three.
Is the math in that if you were to get pregnant like right now, you'd have the baby around Super Bowl again?
5, 6, 6, 9, 15, 3. It'd be like a month-ish after the Super Bowl.
A month after? Oh man. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I
So it'll
know
be
how
like
you like.
March.
I know how you like to have those weird Super Bowl babies. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Wait, what was the Caden's first game you watched? It was some playoff game, wasn't it?
I I think it honestly may have been the Super Bowl.
That's what it was. You were showing him highlights of the Super Bowl.
No, I was showing him highlights of the Rams game. Hold on. This is
Yeah,
this is
I
a good
don't think it
question.
was the Super Bowl. I remember the highlights.
Well, the Super Bowl was in February. He was born January 22nd.
Yeah, so it
Uh,
was. Yeah, it was like before. It was like a week or two before, right?
yeah,
Right
I
around
think
there.
yeah, I think it was like literally a week before the Super Bowl, 2 weeks. So I don't think he watched. Um, Man, I can't go back to last season. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm not going to go back.
All right,
But
but you'd be about a month or two off, but they'd be relatively close in the grand scheme.
yeah, yeah, for sure. All right, so like I said, I only had two segments scheduled for today. Had to switch some things up on the fly. Before I get into anything Knicks related, I want to ask you your thoughts because I don't want my thoughts to influence yours. How do we feel about the Knicks this season overall? Was it a success? And then how do we feel about Thibs as a head coach?
Yeah. So I mean, you haven't said it out loud yet, but I mean, the thing we're talking about is Tibbs. Tibbs got fired. Tibbs got let go today. Um, so I mean, next season as a whole, I think I was texting you pretty early on. Knicks OKC final. And I was like half joking, but like I truly, as someone who doesn't really care about the Knicks, besides just for you and my boy John, I really thought Brunson can get things done. So the run doesn't surprise me because it just kind of seems to be what Brunson and that team does, like in the playoffs. So I thought the run was great. I really was hoping for OKC Knicks finals because I mean there was a chance that I was going to one of the games. I kind of got approval, um,
Oh,
so it will not be any more approval. I'm not
where were
flying.
we going to go, John? Were we going to go to MSG or we are going to go to OKC?
We're gonna go to MSG for a certain price point that was discussed. Um, I
Well,
mean,
hold on. What was your price point?
I mean, we were around a grand. I mean, I saw tickets for $800 for one of your games against the Pacers on SeatGeek. McAfee pulled it up one of the days.
I
There was
have bad news for you, John.
there's tickets for 800. What?
I have bad news for you. So if the Knicks won on Saturday, I was going to go to Game 7 on Monday, and I was looking at prices. The cheapest seat, the cheapest for Game 7 in the Eastern Conference Finals was $1,250, not including tax, fees, anything.
Oh yeah,
So,
no, but that's close enough to 1,000. We would have made that work.
okay. So we're looking at more like 1,500, 1,600.
We were looking at like 1,000, and then we have to justify the fact that like I didn't have to get on a plane or spend money on a hotel. Like could just make a day trip out of it because it's so close to us. So that was
Okay.
gonna help. That was gonna help me. There
Okay.
was
Okay.
there was discussion about going to this game. So they basically ruined my chances of seeing the finals. So I kind of hate that for the Knicks. But I, uh, I mean, I don't know how you're gonna feel about this, but I get my influence. I'm influenced a lot by podcasts I listen to. And a lot of the things I see is that like when Steph Curry tried to pop off with the three ball, like a lot of other teams tried to copy that. And I think right now the finals is a perfect example that right now we're in a league that is kind of deep into the bench right now. Like it's not so much the big three anymore. Like OKC is going to roll out 9, 10 dudes like almost every night. And I believe the Pacers are the same way. Fast play. So for the Knicks, like I don't think that Tibbs was ever going to adopt a style that was like deep into the bench. And right now the NBA just kind of seems like it's going like that. Just kind of like NFL goes and it's like pass heavy and then it goes run heavy and you kind of just roll with the tide. So um, I don't know that Tibbs was going to get you there. I please tell these people what your analogies were to me today because they were absolutely fantastic. So it not being my team, I don't really, I don't know. I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. We get bounced in the first round of the playoffs every year. Like it gets old, dude. Like if you were to go to the Eastern Conference Finals every year, you would get sick of it too. So I don't know. I think Tibbs gone is a decent move, but that's just me.
All right, to piggyback a little bit of what you just said, so the Pacers, Game 6 played 11 players,
Yeah.
and they were averaging about 10 players
Mm.
per game, and they were the less talented team. Like the Knicks have the more talented team. Pacers are the Pacers. They want to push the ball up the court. It's exactly what they want to do.
Yeah.
But all they had to do was steal one on the road between game one and game two, literally win one at home, and then they had the series because it was going to go 6 or 7 games, and the Pacers are going to win those series the longer the games get extended. So, yeah, I think Thibodeau, and I have a bunch of shit, but I think Thibodeau is a great floor raiser, and I think
Okay.
I think he does a very good job at creating a culture. There is a bunch of stuff right here.
Can you tell everyone what your analogy was of them getting rid of Tibbs?
So the last text I said to you was I've been with Tom Thibodeau longer than I've been with my wife.
That was a good one. I want the girl analogy.
All right, so Tom Thibodeau is like an 8.5 out of 10, right? Like you're cool with it, but you're gonna break up with Tom Thibodeau, right? Like that's what the Knicks just did. The Knicks are in search right now of their perfect girl. They want that 10. That 10 is not out there right now. I'm telling you right now, that 10 is not out there. It may be out there in a year. You might hire a pretty 8.5, and it might be like an assistant coach like Johnny Bryant. I'm calling my shot right now. That's who the Knicks hire, Johnny Bryant. Johnny Bryant is that ugly girl they're gonna hire. She may not be like an 8.5 right now. She's probably like a 7, 7.5.
Are you
But
saying we can't Princess Bride her and make her a 10?
no, she's gonna be wearing glasses right now. She's gonna take her glasses off. She's getting contacts. She's gonna put her hair down. Maybe she gets bangs. Maybe she gets Botox. She will be a 10, but she is not a 10 right now.
Okay, I got you.
She's
All right.
not there right now, but I wanted them to run this team back. I wanted them to run Thibodeau back one more year. This exact roster I had in my notes, and I deleted them because literally like I probably 10 bullet points were just useless. But in my bullet points, though, I did have either Thibodeau, Hart, Bridges, or Cat has to go. One of the four, if not two of the four. And one of those dominoes fell today.
Yeah, Hart got moved to the bench in that series, right? Or in one of the series?
He did against the Celtics. And it's funny that in that series, the report came out that the report came out 2 weeks ago that Hart went to Thibs and said, "It's okay, move me to the bench."
Mm.
A report came out today that the front office was urging Thibs to put Josh Hart on the bench, and that Josh Hart had to go to Thibs to tell him to do that in order for him to actually do that. So I think his stubbornness, and I have some bullet points later on, but I think his stubbornness and his lack of adjustments is the reason why he's not a head coach of an NBA team right
Mm. Does he end up somewhere else?
now. Yeah, I think he does. I'm trying to think of like a team that could use him. I think like the Kings. I know they just hired their intern. I think the Kings could have hired him. It's too late now. I think the Grizzlies could have hired him. They also hired their intern, so it's too late for that. Those are
Mm.
two teams that have had real issues with culture. He, like I said, he's a good floor raiser. He's good at setting culture. But if you want your team to consistently get in the second and third round of the playoffs, he's not your guy.
Mm.
I think like I like the Hornets head coach for now, but the Hornets,
Okay.
I think the Magic are kind of stuck with their roster and their head coach. So I could have seen something like that.
All right. Yeah, I don't know the openings that much, but I mean, to get to the Eastern Conference Finals 2 years in a row, and if he wants to coach it, I feel like it'd be tough to see him not having a job.
Mm-hmm.
At least within the next 2 years, because I know sometimes you got to take like a year off because spots are full. But I'd be shocked if you don't see him in a year or two.
The Knicks did not make the Eastern Conference Finals last year.
Okay, sorry. Well, that would be the second round last year, and then the
Mm-hmm.
Eastern Conference Finals this year. Yep.
So this is the furthest that the Knicks have made the playoffs in 25 years. Thibodeau has coached the Knicks to out of his 5 seasons 4 playoff berths,
Mm.
and they have had back-to-back 50 wins.
Those are strong seasons. Those are strong years. Yeah.
Yes. Thibodeau, and 7 years before Tom Thibodeau was the Knicks head coach, they made the playoffs 0 times and had a 33% winning percentage.
Yeah, but
And
Carmelo tried his best. Okay.
don't even get me started on Melo. In Thibodeau's 5 years with the Knicks, they had a 56% winning percentage, which I know doesn't sound great, but compared to what it was, and they made the playoffs 4 or 5 times. Um, the Knicks released a quote today. Our organization is singularly focused on winning a championship for our fans. The pursuit led us to the difficult decision to inform Tom Thibodeau that we've decided to move in a different direction. So it's not the fact that they're getting to the playoffs; it's the fact that they're not getting over the hump, and they have the talent on their roster to do it. They're just not doing it.
Yeah, I liked some of your guys, like watching them this year. Obviously I like Hartenstein now that he's on OKC, but you had him. Um, yeah, and just a couple of your players, I was like, okay, like Nick's got some dudes on their team. Like they're fun to watch. It's a good squad. Um, that's what I don't know. So like, to your point that, the roster isn't half bad.
It's a good thing that you just brought up Isaiah Hartenstein because I also had this in my notes. If Isaiah Hartenstein does not sign with the Thunder, I'm telling you right now, they do not trade for Cat. And I bet you that Thibodeau is still their head coach.
Okay.
They still would
So
have traded for Bridges, but they would not have traded for Cat too.
okay. Okay. So what, you think your offense is better? You think your team is better without Cat?
I don't think our offense is better. I think our defense is definitely better. And there was also a report that came out literally the next day, or actually, you know what? It was the same night that the Knicks got eliminated. That the Knicks had a bunch of player-only meetings this season to talk about, what was going on, and that a
Mm,
lot of it was focused on Karl Anthony Towns' defense.
not zesty enough?
Not zesty enough. He wasn't
Okay.
saying, "Oh my God, ref, foul!"
Those memes were great. I enjoyed that.
After all that, uh, but yeah, let's talk about this more. And I also want to say, Wheezy F baby, and the F stands for
Fire
Fire
truck?
Tom Thibodeau.
Oh, fire. Okay. I thought you were putting me on the spot. I got nervous.
No, um, I do think Tom Thibodeau has been the best Knicks head coach since the '90s.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I remember the Mellow run being a lot about Mellow, and I don't know. I just the success the past couple of years has just been cool to see for the Knicks, and I haven't seen that in a long time.
Yes, and I think that, like I said, this team is a very talented team. I think a lot of the times teams are in search for talent and they may have the right, head coach, but they just don't have the talent. And I think this is the complete opposite, where I think that Thibodeau lost the locker room in January. That's when Brunson got hurt, by the way.
Mm,
Brunson gets hurt, is now traveling with the team, stays in New York to rehab his ankle. Knicks offense goes into shitter. Thibodeau does not do anything rotation wise, really, except for just start Deuce McBride. And Cameron Payne doesn't play Tyler Kolek anything, doesn't play Combe Dadier. He was starting Jericho Sims every time that Karl Anthony Towns was out, which I
yeah.
understand, I guess. But you had Ariel Hockporty, and it was not until that the Knicks traded Jericho Sims for DeLon Wright that when Cat was out, they were playing Hockporty, and they're like, "Oh shit, like he's not bad. We probably should have been playing him a little bit more."
Mm,
It was not until the Celtics and Pacers series where Thibodeau started to play DeLon Wright. And this may sound like a hot take. I don't think it is at all. DeLon Wright was like the second or third best player in a few of those games.
okay. Okay.
Like he showed consistent effort. There was good defense. He missed open shots, but he's not really known as a shooter.
Yeah.
He did a good job spacing the floor, pushing the ball, and he had the highest plus minus a few games. The highest
Mm,
plus minus a few games.
yeah. And you will. I mean, Brunson was there all the games. He's always there. And I feel like Cat was kind of hit or miss. Um, so to your point about maybe Cat not being there, you getting someone like the who you just mentioned, getting some good valuable minutes and getting a great plus minus. that could have made a difference. You think
Hmm.
DiVincenzo on your team still makes a difference?
Over someone else or just adding him to the team?
Like if you didn't get rid of him, you got rid of him in the cat deal, right?
Yes, Julius
So
Randle first and Devo for Cat.
yeah, because I feel like DiVincenzo would have. I mean, I feel like he would have played good defense against those Pacers, but
Knicks were really missing a big shooter, a pull up shooter. Cameron Payne kind of came off the bench and was doing that
that's
sometimes.
that sounds like KD to me. I'm just saying that's tough if that's what you're gonna say. Sounds like
Sometimes.
KD.
I don't want to talk about that right now.
You walked yourself into it, baby. You know KD. He's a shooter.
How old is KD?
He's a shooter, bro.
Brother, I'm a shooter. Like
Easy money sniper, dude.
he's what, 37, 38?
Yeah, I don't know. He's making me feel old. I'll tell you that much.
Achilles injury. He's had a lot of hamstring injuries since then. That's all tied to the same thing.
Yeah.
If we'll talk about this now. So there's rumors coming out about KD to the Knicks. It's not 2019; it is 2025.
Mhm.
I sent this to John earlier. The Phoenix Suns have emerged as the favorites to land Karl Anthony Towns. Phoenix Suns are plus 160, Orlando Magic plus 200, Golden State Warriors plus 285, Utah Jazz plus 425, Dallas Mavericks, LOL, plus 600, Toronto Raptors plus 950. I am I'm not saying I'm not open to them trading Towns. It sucks that Brunson is as small as he is. He's so good on offense, but he's very limited on defense. Not to say that he doesn't try and he brings a lot to the table on defense. He led the league in charges. That wasn't, a mistake. But you can't have two guys out there that are net negatives on defense.
Yeah. Not nowadays. Still exposing.
A straight up KD for Towns trade, I would say no as an Knicks fan. I don't like that. KD is on the older side. Towns is, I think, like 28, 29, maybe 28. KD is almost 10 years older. He has more injuries. I think in the short term, yes, that looks good for the next 2 years. So you'd have Mitchell Robinson starting, then you'd have KD at the 4, you'd have OG at the 3, you'd have McHale at the 2. I'm gonna assume, and then you'd have Brunson at the 1, and then
Mm.
you'd have McBride off the bench, Kolek off the bench. You'd have Dadier off the bench, Hukporti off the bench. That team would go further, in my opinion, this year than the team that they had now.
Yeah.
But again, long term, 2, 3 years, I don't like that. The Knicks don't have any assets. I don't think the Suns have enough assets. And again, I might be in the minority here. And if you're watching this and you aren't a fan of the Knicks or you're a fan of the Suns and you're like, what the fuck? I want to trade KD straight up for Towns. I think you're crazy because that opens up your window. Again, neither team really has assets, so I feel like that would have to be a 3-team trade.
But the Suns, I mean, you can't forget the Suns have Booker, so they have like a score on their team. Who do they have? Like, how's their big man situation? So yeah, Cat would be a good addition to that squad over there. But yeah, straight up, it's not worth it. And I think if anything, right now to toot the OKC horn right now, like you want to have draft picks, you want to have assets down the road, like OKC is kind of locked and loaded, and like we're ready for a bunch of scenarios. Like you said, the Suns they're handicapped, and you don't want to, a straight up trade where you're not getting any assets to plan for the future. So yeah, I agree with you. You got to think long term in this every once in a while.
Yeah, and these guys like consolidated a lot. So they traded 5 years of picks, alternating picks because you can't trade back to backs. So they traded
Mm,
5 years of picks for Mikal Bridges. That spans out almost a decade.
yeah.
So there goes most of your assets right there. And then they consolidated with the Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo, and they also sent out another pick with that trade too. But they consolidate with that with Karl Anthony Towns. So you have 7 first-round picks,
Mm,
7, Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo, and you turn that into Karl Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges.
Mm. I mean, if it would have brought you a championship, it would have been worth it.
It's all honestly, all I would have had to do is win one.
Yeah,
But that didn't happen.
yeah, yeah. So now you're trying to you're trying to do damage limitations and think long term. And I don't know, it just doesn't always work. Sometimes you just need to burn the house down and rebuild. So I don't know where you want to be at, but
I'm of the opinion right now that I would definitely listen on offers for Karl Anthony Towns. I don't know if I would do it. And me personally, them firing Thibs to me signals that they like their team that they have right now. And I think that they're going to try and run it back. Maybe they consolidate a little bit, or maybe they trade like Hart, or maybe they try to see what they can get from Mikal Bridges and they insert Miles McBride in the starting lineup. But you don't really have a ton of assets. You could go out and sign, free agents on veteran minimum deals like Al Horford. You can re-sign Shamit. You can re-sign
Is Al
DeLon
Horford
Wright.
not going back to Boston?
If I'm the Celtics, I don't think I re-sign him.
Hmm.
I don't think it's the best interest for both of them to run that shit back, because we could talk about the Celtics if you want, but I think that they should just mail in this season.
But I don't know how good it is for the culture. You're talking about maybe Bridges going, Towns going, like to get dudes in there for 1 year and then ship them off. I don't like. I feel like that's not. I don't know how NBA players look at it, but like you're like, damn, these guys are gonna bring me in and ship me off in 1 year. Like that's a quick turnaround.
I think for like the front office, it looks bad on their end, but for the players, there's only so much they can do. And I think players from the outside looking in are like, well, they just got rid of Tibbs, so they could clear house if they want.
Hmm. Yeah.
A few other notes I have on, damn, and when I say few, I have way fucking more. Um, some other notes that I have on Tibbs. This was driving me absolutely insane. Tibbs was running lineups in game 3 of the Eastern Conference Final. So that's when he switched up. He put Mitchell Robinson in the starting lineup. He
Hmm.
played 15 rotations, different lineups. 7 he has never played the entire season. And this man down 0-2 in Indy is like, this is the perfect time for me to do this.
Yeah, it's back up against the wall. What was he supposed to do? He had a. That's him trying stuff.
It should not have taken until game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals for you to try stuff. That's why you have 82 games in a regular season.
What they say? Tips want to play 9 man on a baseball team, dude. You know, when do you think he was going to try those? When do you think he was going to try those rotations? I think this is part of the thing. I think you're bringing up a lot of points that maybe it's good that Tibbs isn't there anymore.
No, like I said, if there was better options, like let's say like Ty Lue, or like let's say Spoelstra, or let's say like a really good head coach is out there, and it was mutually agreed that they parted ways.
Mm.
Yes, fire him. The fact that there's no one really out there right now is where I'm like, I think would just waited a year, maybe see if we could trade a player, um, maybe not change, shake things up too much, but I don't know. I have mixed feelings still. I really think what kind of did Tibbs in though was that game 3 where he had 15 different lineups out there, 7 rotations that he's never played before. I think Thibodeau playing Josh Hart too much. I think that got him fired. I think the bench.
What happened to Hart? Did it just fall off this year? Or only in the
he
playoffs all year? Where was it at?
he's not really willing to shoot the threes. So he'll have stretches where for a week or 2 straight he's shooting. You're like, cool, dude, awesome. You know, he shot 5 threes today, and he only made 1 or 2, but he's willing to take that shot. So the
Mm.
defense has to at least honor that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I would say the last probably 2 rounds of the playoffs, my man is catching the ball at the 3, and he's already coming downhill. So he's not in the triple threat. We don't even have to go. We literally can play 5-6 feet off of him. He's probably going to drive to the basket or kick out.
Mm. Yeah,
So
I do remember him hitting some clutch shots last year. He and DiVincenzo really hitting a couple random banger threes that, like you said, at least keep the defenders honest on the perimeter.
especially in
Um,
that 76er series.
yeah, and he was hustling hard too. I feel like he was scrappy. So sometimes that'll keep your spot.
He was definitely bringing a lot of that energy this year as well, where he's grabbing a rebound, going coast to coast, pushing the pace. He also had a shitload of offensive rebounds. But for me personally, you're in the NBA, you are starting, in the Eastern Conference Finals as a shooting guard, brother. You have to
You,
be willing to shoot the ball.
yeah, shooters got to shoot. Yep.
Have to be willing to shoot the ball. And another thing too, his defense sometimes is so good, but there's at least two or three times a game where he loses his defender and it's just an easy backdoor cut, easy layup. And you're like, dude, what? That's an easy 4 points, 6 points every game.
Yeah, and that matters. That matters, especially in those playoffs.
Game one, they're up 16, 17 points. They blow the lead. Game two, Brunson shoots a three at the end of the game to tie it. Like one backdoor cut that led to an easy layup, just one that was stopped, could have been okay. Now the Knicks are down one, or maybe the Knicks are up a few points because a few different possessions, went a
Yep.
little differently.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Thibodeau playing his bench, game three, game four, game five, and game six, and the bench looking good also kind of did him in because I think if he played Shamit and Wright and they look bad, okay, you know what? Thibodeau was right. And he was showing you all season long that he was right. He did it in the Eastern Conference Finals. And, let's say the Knicks were up five and now they're down five. Every single time he puts his bench out there, understandable because your bench is supposed to go out there and keep the lead or hold the lead. They're not really supposed to extend it. They're just supposed to kind of keep it where it's at.
Yep, damage limitation. Yep.
So the fact that the bench was going out there and they were playing harder than the starters, I think was a pretty big sign.
Mm.
Okay. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
The Knicks this playoffs, they played a total of 18 games.
Yeah.
In the playoffs, they had a 10-8 record.
Okay.
What do you think their point differential was? 3 round of the playoffs.
What I think their point differential was. I think it's small. Oh, I don't know. I'm picturing like tight games. I don't know. What is it? It's on, I think, is it on the smaller side? Are you
Mm-hmm.
about to tell me they gotten blown out? No, it's on the smaller side, right? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
there was a lot of close games. I don't know. 8 to 12. Is that crazy? Zero? Their point differential is zero?
0.
Wow. Okay, I didn't think it was that low. That's pretty low.
That's a pretty big telltale sign. And you also beat the shit out of the Celtics by like 30 plus that one game.
Yep.
Inconsistency. You want to
Yeah.
hear some other crazy stats about players on the Knicks? Big name players too.
Okay.
Mikal Bridges in the playoffs. Point differential. Want to take a guess at what it is? He's a
Tell
good
me.
player. They traded 5 picks for him, right? So
Tell
you
me.
think that it's good.
Tell me.
Minus 69.
Yeah, I don't ever remember hearing him taking over games, like being what they brought him into me.
So in the Celtics series, he closed out 2 games where he had really big steal in I think game 1 and game 2 he had a really big block.
Okay. So defense.
So defense.
It's needed. Absolutely. Yeah.
In that one game where Tyrese Halliburton kind of threw up a goose egg, Mikal Bridges was guarding him, playing really good defense.
Okay. Yeah.
Everything else, he looked fucking terrible. He had a few games where on offense, he was like, okay, cool. We're running the offense through Mikal right now. Other than that, I'd say more than half the playoff games, he played terrible.
So not worth everything.
No, not at all. Another player in the Knicks, OG Anunoby. I think this is a little unfair, but do you want to take a guess at what his plus minus was for the playoffs?
Who is he? What is it?
Minus 33.
Okay. Who was on him though? Was it
So he's guarding like the best defenders on the other team. So I think that's a little unfair. He was also playing a lot of bench minutes. So
yeah.
he's not playing a lot of bench minutes. He's playing a lot of minutes with the bench.
Yeah.
So I think that's a little unfair. But hey, dude, those are 2 big players. Like you traded RJ Barrett and Emmanuel quickly and a first round pick 2 years ago for OG and Anunoby.
Mm,
So the
that's
fact that he looked bad at times, I like I said, I think there was plenty of times where he looked like the best player on the Knicks, like for multiple games.
yeah.
I think that Mikal Bridges looked really bad. I think Towns looked really bad some games, but he looked really fucking good other games too. You went all in on this team and it didn't work out and the coach didn't work out. And I think that whether it was deserved or not, I think it was deserved. I think Thibodeau was a scapegoat.
Okay, for players not showing up, it happens. It
Mm-hmm.
happens. You haven't even asked me about my favorite Knicks player yet.
I want to guess who your Knicks or your favorite Knicks player is.
Oh, you will never be able to guess.
Current Knicks player?
Yeah, right now, because he's not really like a player. I was just trying to
Tyler Kolek.
walking you into Timothy Chalamet as my new favorite Knicks
Oh,
player.
he's not a player.
What do you mean, dude? You see him courtside? I watched him courtside. He was there. He might as well have been on the bench the way he was cheering. Come on.
Yeah.
Um, I thought Timothy Chalamet was the best part of the Knicks run, dude. To be honest with you, I was so pumped seeing him at all those games. At the Pacers game, what was it? The last one, he was sitting underneath the basket on one of the sides. You could see him up cheering every time. I love that. Like Kylie Jenner's there. She gets all the attention, probably everywhere in her life. But yet, who was it? It was like, oh
Who's
my
Kylie
gosh.
Jenner?
Yeah, amen to that. Dude, there were guys from like the TNT crew were like kind of passing her by just to say like what's up to like Chalamet, because they respect him so much. I don't know. I was a big fan of Chalamet throughout this whole deal. I was like, this dude is about New York sports. I
Thousand
enjoyed.
percent. Him and Ben Stiller.
Yeah, Ben Stiller. Yeah, they both traveled to Indiana like both multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and you know your OG, Spike Lee was there. But yeah, I feel like Chalamet was the new kid on the block at these playoff games, and I feel like he delivered. I'm a fan of his.
I can't stand Spike Lee.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. You just put respect on his name because he's been doing it for so long with you, right? Like the dude's grinded out all these rough years now.
Yes,
I know he's annoying. I get you gotta just you put a certain level of respect on it, but
he's like been in your face for too long, and now you have like Ben Stiller showing up at games. To be fair, I've been to a ton of Knick games. Ben Stiller has been at a lot of these games. Same thing
mm,
with Tracy Morgan. He goes to those games a lot. And
yeah,
also Michael Strahan goes to these games a lot.
yeah.
But Timmy C, he definitely had a lot of shine in the playoffs. And I am glad. I am tired of Spike Lee. I am also tired of Stephen A. Smith. Get this man off my fucking TV. I don't want to see 10 notifications every single day from ESPN about what Stephen A. Smith thinks.
Why are you watching now, dude? What are you doing?
I'm not. I just get the notifications. This
Okay.
motherfucker is a Yankees fan. I'm a Yankees fan. This motherfucker is an Eagles fan. I'm an Eagles fan. This
He's
motherfucker is a
not.
Knicks fan.
He's an Eagles fan.
He
I
was,
always thought he was a Steelers fan.
no,
He represents the Steelers a lot.
he,
I'm gonna pull you some clips after this.
he is an Eagles fan and he started off reporting in Philadelphia, like as a beat reporter.
Oh well. All right. Yeah, I guess that.
I'm sick
Can't
and
be
tired of
that
Stephen A. Smith. If there was a way to mute his name on my phone completely, I would do it.
that bad, huh?
I hate him.
I love it. I
When
love
he's
it
on
too.
TV, like before the game, they'll show him. They'll show like him on the court. I immediately mute. Immediately. I'm good, bro. Whatever you have to say, you sound like an idiot. You make Knicks fans look like idiots too. I don't want to hear it.
What about you? Like, what do you think about Jefferson on the commentary? You like him when him and Stephen A are linked up or no?
I don't like Stephen A, but
Okay.
Jefferson, I like. All right, I'm
Ooh.
gonna ask you because you're not a Knicks fan. How did you feel about Reggie Miller broadcasting these games?
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. Did it? So I just saw a thing about him celebrating with the Pacers right afterwards. It was causing some controversy. I, I don't know that I was dialed into the commentary enough to know. Like, was he unbiased or was he? Did he do a pretty good job being fair?
There was times where he was complimenting the Knicks, and I was kind of surprised because I feel like a lot of the times he does not do that.
Yeah.
But he was killing the Knicks. He was glazing the Pacers,
Mm,
and I toyed with what was it like? I think it was like True TV or something like that. They had
Yeah, whenever I click on YouTube TV, it was TNT or True TV.
yeah, and it's like advanced stats. It's like it was like Ledger and oh shit, what's his name? Bald guy.
I'm not helping you out here.
Ryan
Sorry.
Rucco.
Okay.
So I would listen to that sometimes. But
Just because you didn't want to hear the Reggie Miller glazing.
mhm.
Um, yeah, I don't know. It's tough because I enjoy Reggie on the call usually. So, um, but I guess like because it wasn't, I wasn't a Knicks fan. I guess it's kind of tough for me to say.
I think it's a bad look that you're up there celebrating with the Pacers 10 minutes after you called the game on live TV.
Mm,
That's not a good look, bro. Let's try to play this on the flip. So let's say that the Knicks win game 7, and let's say Mike Breen is calling the game. Mike Breen calls a lot of games. I know Reggie Miller does too. Mike Breen is not up there with the Knicks celebrating their win on the court. He's not doing it. I
okay.
guarantee you he's not doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I can see both sides to it. Is Reggie on the call for no? Because this is an ESPN broadcast, so he's not on any of these games for the
I,
finals.
I have no clue. I know a lot of people for football too. I know a lot of people care about like who's calling games, what channel it's on.
Yeah,
I can watch these games on mute, dude. I don't need I don't need
yeah.
someone telling me what's going on.
But I'm just saying, I think if he's on the TNT crew, if that's
Uh-huh.
what we're saying, then I think the NBA finals are on ESPN, ABC. So I don't think he'll be on that call.
So I believe he is on TNT because that was their last broadcast,
Yeah,
and
so
they were showing pictures of him. So I believe he is TNT.
so it's probably Jefferson and someone else.
Doris
Probably
Burke,
Bond.
maybe.
No, because she was just on that TNT crew, I think, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Actually, you know
I,
what? I feel like she's ESPN because she announces a lot with Breen and Jefferson.
oh, okay, maybe it could be. Yeah, I don't know, but I could see how that'd be annoying. Like when you're trying to watch your team and you're like, this commentator used to be on the opposing team, and they're like, anything he says just kind of feels like, and then to go celebrate is kind of like just rubbing your face in it, just like a little bit more. I get that. I get that.
I don't think it's professional at all. I don't think you should be up there celebrating after you literally just called a nationally televised
Damn. All right, let Reggie know then. All right,
game.
let him
Reggie
know.
Miller, if you see this, you're a fucking scumbag.
He's gonna hit you with the. I don't know if
Are
you
they
want.
also going to lose the series too? Because that's what happened.
Oh boy. I hope they lose this next series.
Okay, so there's one more broadcaster, commentator, whatever you want to call it, that I can't fucking stand, and he calls all of the Celtics games.
Am I supposed to know who it is?
I feel like you could guess it. He's a goat.
And he calls the Celtics games?
Mm-hmm. He played on the Bulls and the Celtics. He's like a
Yeah.
6'8" leprechaun.
Uh,
He hasn't played on the team in like 10 years.
not. I don't know. I don't.
Yeah,
Scalabrini or something.
Scalabrini.
Yeah. I don't know that I've ever paid attention to him on the call.
So I have YouTube TV, and they show a lot of the games on Nesson.
Hmm.
And or no, was it MSNBC Boston? I think that's what it is.
Yeah. Okay.
And yeah, he's on all the calls, and it is bad, like really fucking bad.
Hmm. Yeah. All right. So commentators do matter to you.
A
Mm.
little bit. I just don't want to hear it. Okay, I'll give you another example. I'm a Yankees fan.
Yeah.
Michael K. He glazes the Yankees. Glazes.
Yeah. Isn't he there? Isn't he like the yes announcer?
Yes, but he also does other games too.
Oh, does he? I thought he only exclusively did Yankees games, so I was like, of course he's gonna.
No, he
Oh,
also does other games too. And I'm like listening to it. I'm like, I don't
if
know,
you're
dude.
you're like, if I was the opposing team, I'd be really pissed.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I got you.
for sure. All right, I got a few more points on the Thibodeau stuff, and then we'll get into the Thunder. So I listened to the Zach Lowe show. Very good show. It is on the Ringer after Zach Lowe got fired by ESPN. This episode was released Monday. Monday night. It was recorded Monday at 10. And they had Ian Begley on, who is a reporter for SNY Sports. Every time that Ian Begley would say something very specific about the Knicks, he would say the time and the dates. And I listened to a little bit of it yesterday,
Okay.
and then I re-listened to it today. And I was like, he knows something because he would not continuously say the time and date. And he probably did it 4 or 5 times. I'm
Okay.
like, he would not be saying the time and date if he didn't know something.
Raising red flags.
And then he tweeted today, he said, I normally don't do this. And he like quote
Mm,
tweeted a beat reporter for the Knicks when he was like, when Ian Begley talks, like we should listen. So he was
okay.
calling his shot without calling the shot, and then said today, yeah, I was calling it.
So he's got some inside sources. So that's a guy that you got to keep a close eye on if you want to know your next stuff in the future, type of deal.
Yes, yeah, he goes on SNY Sports a lot, and I watch a good amount of that, especially when he's on there.
Mm.
Um, I think the next domino to fall is Cat. I don't know if they trade him or not. Next domino after that would be Mikal Bridges, if they trade him or not. I could see them not trading either of them. I could see them trading one of them. And the last thing I want to say is at the end of the day, whatever this front office does, I trust them.
Oh, okay.
I trust them.
When's the last time you've had trust in a James Dolan team?
The last time I didn't trust them, you
You
mean?
did. You've had faith in the Knicks all these years?
Since 2020, yeah.
When did they get rid of Phil Jackson? When was that experiment?
Uh,
Was that a long time ago now?
yeah, it was a while ago.
Oh man.
I think the last thing he did was he drafted Frank Nakilla
No, okay.
or Kevin Knox, one of them. I don't think he's been a part of that team since like 2015, 2016.
Oof, all right.
Ever since they hired Worldwide West, ever since they hired Leon Rose, and unfortunately, ever since they hired Tom Thibodeau, everything has completely flipped. A lot of the draft picks have made sense, whether it was in the first round or the second round. A lot of the trades made sense at the time. I know the last two trades haven't looked too good, but a lot of the trades before that, so like them trading for Derrick Rose when he was on the Pistons, when they traded for Josh Hart when he was on the Blazers, when the Kemba one wasn't too hot and neither was the Fournier one, but them trading Barrett and quickly for OG Anunoby looks really good. Still does.
Mm.
I would still do it. So at the end of the day, doesn't matter who they hire. Doesn't matter if they make one trade or two trades. I trust them until they show me that they're the old Knicks again. I'm perfectly okay.
I think that's huge to have faith in your team. Because I think if you look at a perennial bad team and you're like any move they make, you're just like they could bring back Michael Jordan and you'd be like, oh boy, how are they gonna mess this up? But if you believe in your team, then that's big. So, I know the Knicks had to earn that for you specifically, and I'm sure a bunch of other fans, but that's a good feeling knowing that, all right, whatever, we might have a lean year, whatever, but I trust that, in the end, we're going to move in the right direction. So that's good. I'm happy for you.
There's only one head coach that I don't want them to hire, and I know a lot of Knicks fans online feel the same way. I think a lot of just normal NBA fans would be like, "You're fucking crazy, dude." He literally he helped the Nuggets win a finals 2 years ago. It's Michael Malone.
Mike Malone cooking on TV right now. Who knows? This could be his way of auditioning. So got to be careful.
Dirty Mike and the boys.
Listen, he could go on a podcast. You got Steve Nash as your next head coach.
No, thank you. To me, Tom Thibodeau is right here, right?
Okay.
The next hire, whether it's someone with potential that's down here, this is like the girl that's a 7 that turns into a 10.
Okay.
Whether it's here or it's a hire that you feel like you hit at the park is up here, great. Tom Thibodeau, Michael Malone, they're the same coach. One just had a better roster 2 years ago.
Listen, I don't know. I'm not expert enough to say. All I know is Malone got a championship. I mean, he also had a Joker, but yeah,
Two-time MVP, Jamal Murray that looked really good.
Aaron Gordon,
7'5" Michael Porter Jr. that can shoot over everyone.
Oh my gosh, they have KCP balling. Yeah, right. Yeah, they had a decent roster.
Was it Bruce Brown, right?
So yep.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of
Yeah.
dudes that got contracts after that year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So one coach had a better roster, the other one did not. Um, yeah. I think if Michael Malone coached this team, like, yeah, he'd probably experiment during the regular season. He'd play his bench a little bit more, but I don't really see like starting lineup changes. Um, he also butted heads a lot with the GM, which is why him and the GM got fired at the same time.
Bad enough it happened like right before playoffs too. That's pretty rare. Yeah, that says a lot in its own, that move.
And they took the Thunder to 7, who beat the shit out of literally every single team and are probably going to beat the shit out of the Pacers.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of that is just Joker being Joker, though. He's so good. But
I agree with that. But for your team to look that good with an interim head coach and look that shaky with Michael Malone as your head coach, I think is really telling.
yeah, no, the boys rallied for sure. They did good when he got fired. So
All right, John, enough about me. It's been 50 minutes of me bitching and whining about the Knicks. Let's talk about the Thunder.
yeah, buddy, I'm so excited, dude. This is amazing.
OKC in the
Ah,
finals.
yeah, man. I don't know. I'm nervous. I'm excited. I don't know how to feel about this. I wish this was like football where it was like one game, so at least it'd be over. But
No way.
yeah, one game. Let's put all our chips on the table. I'll be
No
okay with it.
way. They would
I'd be
water the fuck out of the turf grass and then you'd lose the first game.
not that you're so salty about that or anything.
And all the
Yo,
chief
that's
and all the chief players would know and they would have cleats on the sidelines.
oh, that's amazing. That you're wow, that is great, dude. That's great. I hope other people appreciate what you just did right there. That's amazing. Oh,
You
buddy.
would you would lose on a game winning field goal kick with 3 seconds left in the fourth
Ah,
quarter.
yeah, well, that's what happens when you hear quarterbacks giving up fumble pick sixes, right? He
Mm.
had like one bad play that game, right? He played pretty solid that game.
He
Just
played
gave
better
up,
than Mahomes that game too.
yeah, it just gave up one fumble, right? Or wasn't it something like that?
Yeah, it was a bad pitch back to Miles Sanders.
Yeah. No, okay, see, I'm excited. The Pacers, they play, as everyone knows, a very fast pace. I don't think that OKC plays as fast of a pace. I believe that we can keep up probably better than most other teams because of how deep our bench is and how many dogs we got on defense. This team is completely unselfish. They are just such a unit in interviews and off the court. It's awesome. I just, yeah, but I don't know. I just get a little nervous with the Pacers and kind of what I've just seen them do. And I like to think that we're going to handle it, but I'm nervous. I don't know. I mean, I think when you go player by player, like I'm taking SGA over Halliburton all day. Um, you
Let's go
know, I
guy off. Go ahead, keep going.
I won't be able to name the Pacers guys like that.
All right, I got you. Chet Holmgren,
So
Miles Turner.
uh, I mean, I don't know. Miles Turner's got some experience. Chet, I don't know. Chet's a little hot and cold to me. Solid, but like a little hot and cold. So if Chet has him, then what? Hartenstein has Pascal Siakam.
I don't think that Hartenstein's going to play a lot this series.
I mean, he's in our starting five, right? Isn't
I can see a world where he does not start.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I like Hart on Pascal defensively. Offensively, I think Pascal will do his thing. Unless they get Hart going in like a pick and roll game. So I give Pascal, I give him a little bit of an edge there. Who's Jay Will going up against?
I would say that I probably would have J Dub on Pascal, and also I would have Lou Dort on Tyrese.
Yeah, all right. Well, okay. Yeah, I agree. I mean, Lou Dort is your number one defensive guy, so you're going to put him on basically, Halliburton. I don't know. I don't know. I think we look good. I like Caruso off the bench. I like our whole bench. I don't know. Um, I don't know. I think we played really good. I think I don't understand like when Joker like wasn't playing well in that series against OKC. I think it's like
Mm-hmm.
disrespectful to OKC because like I think we got really physical with them. We threw a lot of bodies on them. I just heard a Caruso interview where he was like, "Dude, I was like dead playing Joker. Like he was like he's an offensive lineman compared to me, just like moving people." And then we beat we beat the Timberwolves, and it's like, well, Ant-Man is a legend killer until he plays someone his own age. Like, I just think OKC was a much better team. I don't think Ant was going to carry that. I don't think we need to put Ant down in that series. Like, I just think OKC was a much better team. But like then
Hmm.
it became like the whole, oh no, Ant just can't get it done against anyone his own age. Joker's just having a bad series. Like, I think we're pretty solid defensively. I know like KD just hopped on a tweet I think I saw and was like, I don't know how they would do against our 2012 team, but like they're good here, they're good here, they're good here. No, no, it was actually a very nice tweet to OKC. He's like, I see no weaknesses. He just said I can't do hypotheticals and say how they would do against their 2012 team.
Okay.
So I didn't like some of the coverage that we got recently, saying that, a lot of this is on other teams. I think it's on us, but I know we have gotten a lot more respect nationally.
Hmm.
Um, SGA free throw merchant or not, I'm gonna
Not an
I,
ethical hooper. Same thing with Jalen Brunson.
I mean, SGA never lifted up another guy's arm to hit him in the face or anything like that. But yeah, I think SGA is going to get buckets either way, dude. Like, yes, he's getting the whistle called on him too much. I'm okay with that. But like, also, no. You ever see a dude drive and stop on a dime? Like, I haven't seen it in a long time, and just make all his shots mid range. Like, you're not stopping that. And he's good for about 10 to 12 just on that right there. Let alone a couple of threes he hits, a couple drives to the basket. Like in the pick and roll game, they're unselfish. I don't know. Like they're getting fast break points. Their defense is, causing insane fast break points. I don't know. I'm excited. What do we need to be worried about on the Pacers side? Not, I'm asking that seriously, not being like, what do we need to worry about? Like, what do you think that OKC needs to worry about coming from Indiana?
So the Knicks really struggled on getting back on defense, and it wasn't from baskets that weren't made. This is why I think Thibodeau did a bad job because he put Mitchell Robinson in there. Great, made the adjustment. Carlisle made the adjustment though too. He's like, hey, it doesn't matter if you get the offensive rebound or not. Like once you make the basket, we're just fucking chucking the ball down the court. So a lot of the Knicks issues that they were having, game 4, game 5, game 6, wasn't that they weren't getting the rebounds. They were scoring the ball. They were not getting
Mm,
back after they scored the ball. That was their big thing. Number one. Both teams can push the pace. So to me, that doesn't really matter whatsoever. I think if OKC can get in a set half court defense, they are going to bully the fuck out of Tyrese Halliburton. Because
okay.
if the Knicks can do it, I'm telling you right now, OKC can do it, and they can do it however the series like long lasts.
Yeah.
If it's a 5 game series, by the way, that's my prediction: Thunder in 5.
Okay.
If it's a 5 game series, maybe Tyrese Halliburton has one game where he just shoots lights out, and it would have to be shooting, not driving. Um, yeah, I have a stat for you. So Tyrese Halliburton played 89 games leading up to this NBA Finals. Uh,
Mm.
yes, that looks a little low. I feel like it might have been more. You know what? It might be 89 because he probably didn't play all 82. I would say. All
Yeah,
right.
he had some injuries.
Tyrese Halliburton has played 89 games this season. His lowest usage rate was against the Thunder in regular season,
The first time or the second time?
both times.
Okay.
He, I think it was 2 of the bottom 7 or something like that, and one of
We
them was the lowest.
we only lost one game to the East all year.
Really?
So I would love for you to fact check me on that, but I think we only lost to the East one time all year.
Wow. I mean,
That seems kind of wrong, right? Seeing as we had to play the Celtics and the Cavs.
well, the Knicks didn't beat them. The Pacers didn't beat them, right?
I don't have a. Do we have a way to check? I don't want to mess up my camera on my phone, but OKC record versus the East this year. Ooh, I'm dying to know how
No, you're
how
right.
how tuned
That
in I am. It's like 29-1 or something. I don't. It's something like that. 29-1. I know my stuff.
Do you know who it was? 2
Is it the Cavs or the Celtics?
Cavs.
Cavs, yeah. Because I think we split with them like early on. We went there and lost maybe, and then they came to us and we won. Um, so sorry, you were saying about him versus the Thunder, and I cut you off just because I don't think a lot of teams in the East didn't have success against. us this year.
Yes, so that's why I'm saying Thunder in five. I think the coaching is pretty close. I think Rick Carlisle. I mean, he won a championship with the Mavericks.
Yeah, I'd probably unselfishly give him the edge coaching wise. I think he's done a great job.
I would put
Um,
I would put Dagnall there for now,
mm,
but I could see it going back and forth.
yeah,
I think that the Thunder have more things that they can throw at the Pacers. So the Thunder can have the two-man big lineup, which we were talking about beforehand.
hmm,
But when they played the Pacers, there was a game where Hartenstein only played 14 minutes.
yeah.
And I think that is kind of what it may turn into, depending
And
on
what
what
you
the
think we're playing both? You think we're playing both J Wills?
yeah. I don't
Yeah.
see why not. Yeah. I don't see why
Well,
not.
when you said that they pushed the ball off of made baskets, that was my first thought. Was like, all right, like we can't get our second Jay Williams in there to, like, he's kind of he's a defensive dog. I feel like we could, keep him back in Caruso. They'll
Hmm.
both hustle the crap out of place. So, um,
I think Tyrese Halliburton is going to have a rough series because to start the game, you're going to have Lou Dort. And then
mm, the
if
door chamber, baby, let's go. I'm
you're gonna
so
be
pumped.
like, yo, let me call up a pick, right? Yo, hey, set up a pick. Okay, cool. Set the pick. Now who's guarding me? J Dub. Fuck. Let me try to call another pick. You're not
Yeah,
gonna get the mismatch that you want, number one. Number two, you're like, all right, let's try to stagger the minutes with Tyrese Halliburton and let's try to have him run more with the bench. Hey, guess what? Guess who's guarding you now? Caruso.
Caruso.
Good
Yep,
luck, buddy.
yep. And Isaiah Joe's been balling too, right? He's been, yeah. I don't know. I'm
Kason
pumped.
Wallace too. Like, dude, I'm telling you right now, he's gonna have a rough series.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. I'd love a nice gentleman sweep. That'd be okay.
I could see it going six, just because the Pacers they've only lost four games this postseason, so kind of got to put a little bit of respect on them.
Yeah, McAfee says that they're the hottest team, like since one of the hottest teams since like All-Star break or something. Like they just started absolutely cooking. Yeah. So I want to
Mm-hmm.
make sure I put respect on them for sure.
Yeah, and I mean I know we talked 50 minutes about Thibodeau and the Knicks and the Pacers cooking them. It's not to put any disrespect on the Pacers. I would say the Knicks were the more talented team. The Pacers were the better coach team. Their players played harder. They played more consistent. They played deeper. The Knicks did not deserve to win that series. Like, let me be clear. They did not deserve to make the finals.
Yeah. Do Do you ever watch a series? When I watched the Thunder Nuggets series,
Mm-hmm.
I said to myself, whoever wins this is going to win the championship. You ever like that's what it felt like to me. That's what that series felt
Mm,
like. Because I was like, if the Nuggets can beat OKC, they're going to be on such a momentum high. And I don't know who else is going to match up against Joker in that squad. Now, do I think Indiana could have given them trouble? Maybe, but I think Nuggets would have rolled over the T Wolves.
so I would say that maybe if they had a healthy Michael Porter Jr., I would think that. Or I would say the complete opposite. So like let's say OKC lost to the Timberwolves, right? I would say whoever won, and not to sound biased, but I would say whoever won that Knicks Pacers series would probably win the finals.
If
Um,
the Timberwolves won,
yeah,
oh, I'd agree with that. I'd agree with
yeah,
that.
I would say the East, but yeah, for that series specifically, I would say no, just because Michael Porter Jr. looked like he got shot in the shoulder.
The amount of ice that was on that man's shoulder all the time
Did you
was
see
kind of
like
nuts.
the amount of tape that was on it? And it was like the front part right here too. It was crazy.
Yeah, and didn't Aaron Gordon had an injury in the last game or something, like a hamstring? He tried to play.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
if
I
yeah,
get. I guess you're right. They were in the midst of the battle. I thought whoever won that game would win, but I guess you're right. After you're pointing out all the injuries, I don't think they would have been able to keep up with the Pacers.
yeah. So I don't know. I'm hoping for a. I mean, I don't. I don't know. I want to say that I want like a 6 or 7 game series just because there's not going to be any basketball on after this. But
Hmm.
OKC is my second favorite team. So as an OKC fan, I want to say like, yo, 4-0 sweep. Let's beat the shit out of them. They beat the Knicks. This is going to be like a little bit of like revenge payback. It's gonna be a really good feel good for me.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, like you said, let's beat them up 4-0. But we'll put the gentleman sweep in there just because it's the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no. If this game starts going 6 or 7, I might get nervous. To be honest with you, I don't want
Yeah,
to keep the Pacers around. I don't want to give them hope. I want to beat them down.
yeah, and that Pacers crowd is fucking crazy.
Not as good as our crowd, but you'll see. Don't worry.
Did you see the Pat McAfee clip?
Of course, come on. Of course I did. It's
You
my
saw
boy.
it where he
Yeah,
was
of
there?
course I did. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
It was good. It was good. Yeah. Use that against the Knicks, I guess. But yeah,
And
OKC, that shit ain't happening.
and he was like, "Fuck Timmy C, fuck Spike Lee, fuck Ben Stiller." And I was like, yeah.
He did not say that.
"Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No,
Go
he
back,
didn't.
go back and watch it."
I do not think he said fuck them.
He might have said,
He said something, and then he said something about maybe calling them bitches and making
"Yeah,
their ears ring. I don't think he
yeah,
said
yeah, yeah."
fuck them
Those
all
some of
individually.
bitches or something like that.
Yes, that's what he said. Yeah,
Okay, he called them out, and then he pretty much called them bitches.
yes, he did that. But that's a little different between like he listed those people and then said those sons are bitches, and then said instead of saying, f each one of those guys individually. There's different vibes.
That's how you know he made it.
When you're cutting promos before the fourth quarter, or when McAfee calls you out.
Yeah, when McAfee calls you out. But to be fair, I think at this point, if you're a sports fan, I think you would say that Pat McAfee is, much more popular than the three names I just named. But I would say if you're just like an average person, I would say like, yeah, I know who Timmy C is.
Yeah.
I know who Spike Lee is. I know who Ben Stiller is.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, no, I thought it was good. I thought that was good fun. But you're gonna see everyone in there. OKC. I will probably go. We'll probably go with the blue and white colorway for the bleachers. Everyone will be wearing their shirts. Don't you worry. The fans will be there. Oh, I'm so excited. Game one. It's gonna be a little late for me this series, but I'm gonna stay up. Make sure I watch the games.
Is Chet wearing cornrows or no?
That's fake. I heard. I heard it's fake. Okay, I got a little nervous. The internet be getting people sometimes though, but I did hear it's fake.
I saw that and I'm like, as a white man with long hair, there is no way he could have pulled that off, bro. There was way too much business going on in the back.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know, but he'd be vibing with those boys in the locker room. He on the commercials with SGA and J Will. Like, you never know.
I think my boy is wearing a silky behind the scenes.
Yeah, no, definitely no hairstyle though. Yeah, that would be nuts. That would
There's
be
no
so.
way.
No, that's so fake. That's great though.
What if I show up to dodgeball tomorrow and I have cornrows and a do rag?
I mean, it's all right. You play. You're so good. It doesn't matter. You can wear whatever you want, dude.
Dream by 40.
When you're 1v6 and people, it doesn't matter what you wear.
Oh man, you're too kind. Man, is there anything else you want to talk about?
And what do I want to talk about? Steelers, our quarterback's on the picket line for steel workers. He's out there protesting on the front line with our union guys out there in Pittsburgh. That's a real story. Mason Rudolph was out there
I was
with
like,
steel
what?
workers.
I thought Aaron Rodgers was in Egypt.
No, who knows about that? That's I don't even know. This is great. This is great. One of our tight ends is out for the season.
Oh,
Not Firemouth and not Washington. Someone else. He must have been a newer name. But they just said that we were done with Jonnu Smith. Maybe Gabe Davis we were looking at. So we'll see with this injury if that changes anything like that.
didn't they revisit the Jonnu Smith trade talks today?
I heard there was off, but I don't know. But
I
then
saw I
the
saw a tweet around
article,
lunch today that said that they were revisiting it.
yeah, I don't know. Tone asked Rappaport on McAfee today about it, and Rappaport didn't correct him. But like the Bleacher Report thing that came up with said like whatever's out amid Jonnu Smith talks. So yeah, they could still be going on. Um, yeah, you know what? Let me flip something back at you here, Mr. Eagles fan. We worried about a little Madden curse at all? Because like I'm someone who doesn't believe like I'm not big like I don't believe in oh my God superstitions really. Like I don't believe in luck. You got to put in the work. But that Madden curse, dude, dog, that shit's real. I haven't seen a case that the only case that's not real. We looked it up at work today was like Josh Allen. Besides that, go ahead, start. Go ahead.
What
especially
has
for
hold on? I love Josh Allen. Like I'm a big part of my take fan. He's like a guest on that show a lot.
yeah,
I love the Bills. Like if I
yeah.
didn't like the Eagles, they probably be my second favorite team. What the fuck have the Bills won?
No, dude, you look at the running backs that have been on the Madden cover, but they get like injured. Like Josh Allen just had like a little bit of a down year.
Okay.
I think Antonio Brown went like crazy the next year. Michael Vick, I don't know if you
Wait,
ever heard.
physically or mentally?
Yeah, everything. I don't know if you ever heard of a guy called Michael Vick. I'm pretty sure a couple years after his
Oh,
Madden cover,
from the
something
longest yard?
happened. Okay, no, ex Eagles Steelers quarterback Michael Vick.
Oh,
So are you worried about the Madden curse?
no.
Okay.
I will say that running backs don't age very well,
Yeah.
and Barkley wasted what 5 years of his life playing on the Giants.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that, but I think he's a really good running back. I'm not concerned at all. That Eagles offensive line, bro, you can hand me the ball. I could probably average 4 yards a carry. I
Okay.
could carry the ball one time and get absolutely fucking murdered.
Let's jot this conversation down if anything happens for the Madden curse. That's all I'm saying. I like Saquon. I want them to run the ball. Let's go. Eagles, Steelers, Super Bowl. That'll be cool with it. But um, I don't know that Madden curse is nuts, dude. I
You
do
give
not
me
like
one
it.
carry behind that line, I promise you, 3 to 4 yards. I also promise you, I'm getting cracked, and they're gonna have to bring a stretcher out.
But you would get the 3 to 4 yards. You may not hold on to the ball, but you get in the yards physically before contact. 3 to 4 yards before contact. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, there has to be something in it for me though. Like I'm not doing that to just say I did it.
No, 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 no. You get 2 tickets to the next game.
That's it.
All right. You get season tickets. 1 year.
Uh, who are we playing?
You're playing the AFC East that year, and so I'll let you play the Jets. You can play. You can do it against the Jets. Jets actually got a decent defense. I
I
don't know.
know. Yeah, I don't
CJ
know.
Mosley sticks his head in there, linebacker.
Could you say like the
Oh,
Jaguars or like I don't know, the Saints?
okay. Saints, you playing the NFC South that year? You could do that.
But if it's like Ravens, Steelers,
Oh no, you'd be dead. You'd be dead.
no, thank you.
Yeah, no. Oh man, yeah. That's it. That's all I got for sports. What do we got? The Yankees. They're looking okay right now. Your Yanks.
I have a confession to make, John.
This is my confession.
This
Okay.
is a this is a safe space, all right?
Uh-huh. Were you a
The
Red Sox fan now? What do you make such a big deal about this? What's
no,
going
no,
on?
no, no, no. The Knicks got eliminated on Saturday.
Hmm.
The Yankees played the Dodgers Sunday night. They played last night and they are playing tonight. I can't watch sports right now, bro. I can't do it.
Why?
I, I'm sad.
Okay.
I can't do it. Like I know that they're playing. Actually, they're playing currently. I know that they won yesterday. I know that they won Sunday. I just can't do it, dude.
You're just so depressed.
I'm out. I'm out for
So
now.
what are we watching? We watching the finals? We watching OKC?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay. We just need a couple day break.
I need like a week probably.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, you didn't. I don't think you missed much. The Dodgers win the series?
Yeah, 2-3.
Yeah, they blew them out one game. It was like stupid, and then there was that
Yeah.
one game where Judge and Otani both homered in the first, which was cool. And then I think the Yanks won the third game, so that's cool.
So I'm keeping up with it, but I'm just not watching it. So game one, yeah, Otani and Judge in the first inning both homered. Game two was Saturday. This was game six for the Knicks.
Hmm.
You ever see those videos where like some dude has his legs like spread and someone's just kicking him in the nuts over and over again?
Okay, yep.
That was
That's
me Saturday, dude. The Knicks like lost bad. Like that game was over in the third quarter. The Yankees lost 18-3.
yeah, that was bad. In the first inning, it was like in the first or second inning, it was like four. It was yeah, it was over.
It was a wrap. And then
Yeah.
Sunday, Luke Weaver gets hurt. So that's their closer for now.
Oh my gosh, you need some good luck in your life.
Yeah, make your own Rick, right? Not too many people are gonna know what that means.
Oh, yeah, it took me a second too. Oh shoot.
What's going
Anyway,
on with F1?
McLaren's dominating.
Hmm.
Max Verstappen didn't like. Honestly, George Russell kind of ran into him, and Max kept his place. And then they told Max to let George get in front of him, and Max kind of drove into the side of George. So that's a big like talking point this week. Max is like technically like I think one penalty point from getting a race suspension. So if he was to like get a penalty point, like cause an accident with the next week or two, he would have to miss a race, which would be huge. Um,
Do you think
Lewis,
that's gonna happen? This is like technical fouls in NBA.
yeah, kinda, but like, yeah, a couple of his points go away at the end of June. So as long as he doesn't get into anything crazy, like then the points go away, and then like they, I don't know if anyone's gotten a race ban in like a really long time. Lewis Hamilton is depressing right now because he can't get a grip on the car. And you picked a
Let's
good.
let's talk. Hold on. Let's go back to that because remember, like probably a year ago when I was on your show and I was talking about Lewis Hamilton, and I told you that he was like LeBron James to me, where you're like, "Yo, he was really good, dude. Trust me." And I'm just like, "Yeah, he's really good, dude. He's finishing like seventh, eighth, 12th, not even first for his own team."
Yeah, no, it's getting rough right now. Not gonna lie. Uh, yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm holding out hope because he's not beating Leclerc, but Leclerc is also not beating the brakes off of him. Leclerc is faster, but he's not he's faster. There's no doubt, but he's not like Max Verstappen is lights and years ahead of anyone you put in the other car. George Russell is quicker than Antonelli like every single week by a decent amount, where Lewis is a little bit closer to Charles, sort of. But
Is
what I'm saying,
McLaren's cars faster than Red Bulls
oh
or
yeah,
the drive?
Yeah, McLaren is stupid right now, and Oscar is fantastic. Oscar is just absolutely on his game.
That's my boy. After they
Yeah,
did my boy K Mags dirty,
yeah, I can't wait. Yep, you really were. Ryan really was on the Oscar wave, like before it was cool, and I promise you that. We have old videos. There's an old YouTube channel I could tell you guys about one day, and Ryan's on there, and he's picking Oscar. So respect.
few times, and your boy was also drinking twisted tea at the time too.
Yeah, well, maybe that's when you make your best picks.
Honestly, yeah, I think so.
Oh man, it was good to be back on, brother.
Yeah, good to have you back on. Me picking Oscar Piastri as my boy is like you picking the Thunder as your team.
All right. You know what
It,
I have to you know what I have to do? I have to go back on Thursday and I got to screenshot all my old Instagram posts. It's just for receipts, because I don't want anyone claiming this is like a new thing that I'm on this wave. Like I got receipts from a long time ago.
I want you to send me some selfies, and I'm just gonna edit you in the. I'm gonna edit current you in OKC games and like what when were they a team like 2009, 2010?
What, like after they were the Supersonics?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I became a fan in like 2012, like probably 11, 12-ish.
Hmm.
So, yeah, it was only a few years before that.
I'm gonna edit current you in 2009, 2010 OKC Thunder picks like courtside. You'd be like, dude, I was there from like literally day one. What are you talking
I was back when it was at the Chesapeake Bay Arena before we called it the Paycom Center, bro.
about?
All right, so I will come back on the show if OKC wins. So
Wow. Like one game you're saying? Or
no, when they win, if when they win the series, then I'll come back on.
John, what if I'm like, hey dude, I need you on after every single game live reacting? Like I need you on standby midnight.
Yeah, no, you're not getting that from me, not a chance. Nope. I love you, dog. We're not doing that.
Are you staying up for the games?
I think it's gonna be the plan. I mean, weekends definitely. I don't know the schedule. You don't know the schedule. But I think it's Thursday night. Then I would. What would you assume the next game is? Saturday, right?
Probably Saturdays, probably a two games, yeah.
So Thursday, Saturday. So I'll watch both.
Oh no. Thursday, 8:30, Sunday, 8.
Okay, mark me down for those two.
That's weird. They're doing Thursday, Sunday.
Yeah,
Wednesday.
they're
So they're doing three, but then they go to two games or 2 days. So then they're going to Friday. And then they're going back to three. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe that. Maybe we'll go to Sliders and watch it. What's it? You usually say next Wednesday.
Um, yeah, we don't do anything on Wednesdays, right?
We'll go to Sliders after dodgeball, right down the street.
From you,
No, there's one in Middletown.
is there?
Yeah, like it's towards my house, but I swear to God, it's only 3 minutes towards my house.
I posted a video today on social media, and it was like me talking about my experience in Minnesota with a Pacers fan at the bar. And I was like, man, like, do I have any other like experiences like watching a game out with like a friend, whether it's like at a bar or out in public? And I was like, dude, John and I watched that 60-point Kobe game at Sliders.
You remember that? Yo, yes, I remember that. That was great, dude.
And I was
Oh,
like, yo, they're literally letting them score, dude. I think I could drop 60. They're not even playing defense.
oh, I remember we watched that, dude. That's great. I don't know if you remember that. That's awesome.
Gordon Hayward is like, Kobe's going up for the shot like this, right? Gordon
Yeah.
Hayward's like,
Like worse defense than when you play like pickup, you throw up that like lazy hand. Like, go ahead.
this is like Kanye West scoring 100 points in the handicap wheelchair game.
That's a real thing.
It's on the internet. I feel like it's not a real thing, but
I mean, with Kanye, he would do some stuff like that.
Kanye, AB, like these guys can say or do anything, whether it's fake or not, and I'm just gonna believe it.
Yeah. God. Anyways, that's a good way to end this deal.
Yeah. All right, bro. Appreciate it. Thank you for hopping on.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. I'll talk to you soon, brother.
Peace.